Thank you very much, Ms. Harry, our chairperson for today. His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, my colleague and partner at the Ministry of Public Works, the Honorable Deodat Indar, my cabinet colleagues who have joined us here today, we thank you. Minister Sonia Parat, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Minister Susan Rodriguez, Minister within the Ministry of Housing, regional MPs, Figuera and Sears, my colleague MP, Mr. Siraj, regional chairman and councillors of the RDC, vice chairman, or I should say vice mayor of the municipality and councillors of the municipality, Tom Clark, our distinguished guest, Ambassador of China to Guyana, who made an extremely extraordinary effort to be here, got off a flight at 3 a.m. this morning to be here. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Contractor, but more importantly, you, the residents, users of the Wismar Bridge, the people of Region 10, and may I also, by extension, the people of Guyana, because I think we have some people, non-Londoners, who sought to join us here today. Contract signing for us at the Ministry of Public Works is not just an official pen and paper event. My permanent secretary, Minister Indar, and myself would have been at dozens of contract signing ceremonies. Every one of those contract signing ceremonies indicates the PPPC's administration, goodwill, and trust with the people of Guyana. Our document was called the Manifesto. When the campaign was over and we became a contract between us and the people, because we view it as the citizens of Guyana ask us to keep good faith with the people of Guyana and do what we said we will do. So every time we have an opportunity, for example, when we did the 62 roads that just completed in Linden at the end of 2023, and those contractors came and signed their contracts, collecting their advance to go to work for us, it was another step in a direction of fulfilling our social contract. So whether it is in Linden, with what we are doing, in Kokwani, in Hururu, whether it's the work that we are doing at the road into Malali or the road into Muratario, at mile 0, when we started the Linden Magura, for us to look, reflect, and see if we are keeping faith, and for us to be able to interact with people and to let them know why we are doing what we are doing. The development of our road network. Georgetown to let him. And I started Georgetown to let him. Because this Wismar Bridge is not a stand-alone project. It is part of a network that would link us with a deep water harbor out of Berbice, coming all the way through the East Bank, and possible other diversions that are being created onto the Linden-Suicide Highway, through the Linden-Mabura Road, and then we cross the Takatu into Brazil. In 2008, 2009, mark those dates, 2008, 2009, President Ali, who was then a younger man because he's still young, and many of us joined then President Barajabio and joined President Lula at the Takatu. That's 2008, 2009, for the opening of that important link. Guyana, Brazil. And since then, accelerated work for the completion of the thoroughfare that could move you seamlessly from Georgetown into Brazil is at work. That includes upgrading the East Bank Highway, which is currently on the way with funding from the IDB, improving the Linden-Suicide Highway, making it wider with different safety features. Funding for that has already been secured. The East Linden-Suicide Highway will be connected with the East Bank Highway by way of a roundabout. The Linden turn off at Millie's Hideout will connect with the Linden-Suicide Highway with a roundabout. The previous government proposed for the building of a two-lane bridge across the Wismar-Linden area. Today, we are building a four-lane bridge. And let me say this, the reason why we are building a four-lane bridge is not just to say that we get better than the previous government. That's not in our agenda. The reason why we are building a four-lane bridge is the PPPC administration, led by President Ali, has grown the economy, has expanded our possibilities, and the demand has moved from beyond a two-lane to a four-lane. Like we are doing with the Demerara Harbor Bridge. The design and the studies for the Demerara Harbor Bridge was for a three-lane bridge. We are currently building a four-lane bridge. Now, what is more important, the studies and the designs that we had, because this work was going on 2008, 2009, there was pre-feasibility 2012, then there were other studies done 2019. The cost for the two-lane bridge that was being proposed was $30 million US. We are doing a four-lane bridge, which is going to be signed publicly here today, for $35 million US. We in the Ministry of Public Works see President Ali not just as our president, but when it comes to Guyana's infrastructural development and modernizing and transforming of Guyana, he's our team leader. Because in as much as he is the president dealing with so many other issues, when it comes to the infrastructural development of Guyana, he has a hands-on, pulse-on approach to ensure we get this done. So let me give you the image of what we're talking about so you'll understand the network. We're putting a bridge over the Quarantine River. That is at the stage now for decision by the two governments. Procurement completed. We are expanding the Quarantine Highway into a 4-lane highway. The 99 structures, bridges, and culverts to facilitate that widening from 2 lanes to 4 lanes is currently under construction. We are improving the road network from Mahaica to Rosignol. The studies for that is currently ongoing. We are widening the entire East Coast network, Mahaica all the way to Georgetown, and we are putting in other lanes, 4 more lanes through the railway embankment from Sheriff Street all the way to Orange Nassau, Mahaica. The East Bank, well, I don't have to talk too much about the East Bank because you Londoners know how to bypass all the road traffic and get to town very fast. You have learned the trick already. But those were plans that President Ali had in mind while he was yet Minister of Housing. And we were able to come back into government and we're not talking about it, we are doing it. And that is what we are doing. We deliver. So the East Bank Road, the entire Diamond Grove stretch, will be expanded. We are putting in an additional 4 lanes. That is going to get all the way up to the Soosdijk area into the airport because we're doing a 4-lane road which is under construction right now from Ogle, and that's going to complete at Providence in 1 phase, and then we're going on. We are looking at putting in 4 lanes from the Linden Soosdijk turn off on the Soosdijk Highway all the way to the airport. We're putting in 4 lanes. We're developing the entire network from Grove coming on. Through this funding from the Islamic Development Bank, the Linden Soosdijk Highway will be upgraded. We come here to a 4-lane bridge with 2 roundabouts connecting for easier traffic flow. You go to the Linden-Magura Road, that will take you 121 kilometers on paved road right now. And through funding of the government of Guyana, all 45 bridges along the network between Magura Hill to Lethem is currently under construction. Some are already completed. So we're not dealing here with a piecemeal operation. You know what it means? You can move from Brazil, French Guyana, through Guyana, back into Brazil. It's a whole network. And once you get into Brazil, you have access to the rest of South America through a network. So whether it's air, whether it's sea or land, Guyana is being positioned as a hub to connect the Caribbean and South America and to ensure that we remain in the center, the vision of President Ali. So today, we are dealing with the Wismar Bridge. And we will come back at another time when we're talking about what will happen at Kurupakari. Because right now you're crossing Kurupakari with pontoons. I was looking at the figures of the traffic. The growth in traffic at the Wismar Bridge was based upon trucks and several axle vehicles. So this morning somebody called me and said, I now see why you all have to sign the bridge because it was in a long line to come over. Cutting travel time, ease of doing business are important features of how we help people. President Ali will address us, and I will leave that for him, but to tell you the direct benefits. Because whatever we do, it's not just about pouring concrete and bricks and loom and stone. It's about how we improve the lives of people. And that is why we are happy for all of you that are gathered here today to witness this and to listen to the vision of our visionary and our president as we continue to develop Linden, Region 10, and all of Guyana. We are doing more and we are doing better. And we want to assure you this will continue to be our approach as we fulfill our social contract. Thank you very much and God bless you all.
Thank you, Minister Ejo, for putting the Wismar Bridge into the context of the holistic development of Guyana. It is now my pleasure to invite His Excellency, the President, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, the President of Guyana, to make his address. Please make him feel welcome.
Thank you very much. Please have your seat. Thank you so much. Distinguished ministers, members of the cabinet, National Security Advisor, members of parliament, members of the regional administration, our engineers and technicians. I see MP Figuera here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I must admit I'm not too acquainted with many of the other faces in Parliament. We were once working very aggressively in the communities in the interest of people. And when you work in the interest of people, you get connected to different people from different walks of life, different political systems. And you will excuse me if you're someone in authority here and I do not recognize you, but I want to recognize you generally because the good books say we must recognize all in authority. So I want to do it in a general way. I want to say that I'm very pleased today, not because I am here and we have hundreds of you here from Region 10. Put your hands together. I'm also pleased today because on this occasion I speak to you at a significant milestone for Region 10 and Linden, and the regional chairman is sitting and he's not walking out. God bless you. God bless you, my dear friend. Things are happening. Things are happening. The message is going. The message is working. One Guyana. Let's go. Let's go. The message is working. Praise God. Praise God. But this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm happy to see you smiling, Regional Chairman. Come on board, man. Let us move this region together as we move all of Guyana together. My dear friends, I love all of you, all of Guyana equally, because that is what the good books say we must do when you're placed in authority. I see the brothers from the mosque here. I see the brothers from the church here. I see the pastor here, Doctor. Where? Oh, yeah, I missed your function the other day. Yes, the Thanksgiving function. Very good. And Thanksgiving is an important part of life. If we fail to give thanks, we have failed to recognizing what God has blessed us with. Remember, Chairman, what Romans 13:3 teaches you. Do what is good, and you will have praise from the same authority. Do what is good, and you will have praise from the same authority. My brother, all we are doing in this government is doing what is good, and the people are speaking and doing the rest. And my dear friend, I am not acting alone, you know. As a man of the word, you should know that Proverbs 20:24 tells you that men's steps are ordained by the Lord. This is not guesswork, you know. This is careful planning. This is careful planning with a clear and decisive vision and a clean heart. A heart that sees no barrier. A heart that sees no difference. The only thing the heart sees is the opportunity for the upliftment of the people of our country. All the people of our country. Now, if your heart tells you that you wanted to give a bridge 2-lane for 30 million, and after we have all this increase in international cost for transportation, the next government gives you 4-lane at 35 million, then praise be to the heart. There's a lot of unanswered questions there. But we are all intelligent people. You will ask the questions in your heart and you will answer it in your heart. And when you answer it in your heart, you will act with your brains. Because that is what God wants us to do. My dear friends, we are here together, Chairman. I like the color of your phone, green. My friend, a red phone, a green phone is still a phone. No, man. I'm just recognizing you in all your facets. So, you see, there was a time, MP Figuera, there was a time when, you know, if them boys turn up in the public service with red shirt, problems. Look, one of my staff here, work directly in my office with a beautiful green top. What that tells you, the day we allow color to define our thinking, we destroy who we are. We destroy our purpose. We destroy our vision. We destroy our approach to development. And that is not part of our philosophy. That is not part of the philosophy of One Guyana. And one day, just as the good men and women of Linden are embracing the One Guyana philosophy, one day, soon come, by the grace of God, the leaders of Linden too, from all facets and all factions, will embrace this philosophy. This is a philosophy about what is good for Guyana. This is a philosophy about what is good for every region. This is a philosophy about how we do what is best in the interest of our people. Let me say something to you. And I don't like to say things loosely. I like to present facts to back up what I say. But before I do so, allow me to thank Minister Indar, Minister Edgel, all the technicians from the Public Works, the Ministry of Finance, and especially our negotiators, Pasha, sorry, I thought it Basha, fish I get mixed up with that. The Financial Secretary, Pasha, Ronald Ward Smith, Tenny Husty, and Marcel Gaskin for their exceptional work in helping us with the negotiation of this bridge and this contract. Let me say to you too, that development is about focus. It is about understanding what is good for people. It is about understanding how to build opportunity by investing in infrastructure, people, and resources. And this is an important concept, you know, of understanding what it takes to build opportunity. And I want to give you an example in this region. as to how important governments and policy making is. Because policy making is about providing leadership through policies. It's about providing direction through policies. It is about creating opportunities through policy. Now, this is a tongue that did exceptionally well for our country too. Because myself, I have relatives, uncles, who moved from Leguan to live in Linden, got married in Linden, to work in the bauxite industry. They still live in Linden, by the way. And we must understand circumstances and understand context and understand policy making. Because in May 2025, when the PPC demitted office, bauxite, yes, 2015, in May 2015. I said 2025? In May 2015. Don't worry. In 2025, you will join us in office too. It's no secret that you'll join us. You can hide it from the leadership, but soon you'll expose it to the people. In May 2015, I like how you smile. That is the spirit. You see what the PPC do? It uplift the heart, make you smile. In 2015, it's good that we can rejoice together, man. Let's rejoice together. In May 2015, when the PPC demitted office, bauxite was being produced in both Linden and the Berbice River, with two major international companies, Bosai and Russell, operating the mines at those two locations. This is a statement of fact. In May 2015, the PPP demitted office and bauxite was being produced in both Linden and the Berbice River by Bosai and Russell. Right, Sears? This is a factual position. Now, what happened after that? During the course of the 5 years of the last government, more than 1,000 workers lost their jobs in this industry. So while in 2025, when the PPC left office, 2015, when the PPC left office, bauxite was being produced in the Berbice River. Listen, in 2015, when the PPC left office, bauxite was being produced in the Berbice River. And more than 1,000 workers were employed directly and thousands were employed indirectly. By the time the PPC returned to office in 2020, bauxite was no longer being produced in the Berbice River, thanks to the callous way of the policy making at that time. You came, you met bauxite being produced. You met 1,000 persons being employed. When we came back, when you left office, what we found? The 1,000 jobs gone and bauxite no longer being produced. Today, and I'm not leaving it there, today, only after 3 years of assuming office, the PPP Civic is once again working to attract and retain investors in the bauxite. And only recently, I had the privilege of attending the commissioning of a new $120 million kiln at Linden. What that tells you? In 3 years, after we lost all of that, during the 5 years, in 3 years, we brought back the confidence that one investor invested $120 million. And further, we saw the launching of the Mars project, which will create, they took away 1,000, which will create 500 new jobs in Linden. And when we continue in government after 2025 with your support, with a bigger majority, and then with all the leaders on this side and our side, because we're going as one Guyana. When we do that, we will not only continue to expand, but we will ensure that we work with investors on making this industry viable, sustainable, and resilient. But that requires hard work. That requires understanding the policy making frame. That requires, now, even in 2020, this is a region that vote substantially for the APNU-AFC. That's a statement of fact. Yeah, you can clap that. That's a statement of fact, serious, but you alone clap in. The region did that. But the people did that because they trusted and hoped that you would have done something to make their life different. Taking away 1,000 jobs wasn't doing something that is different. And I want to spend some time today giving the people of Linden an understanding, because this narrative of division and this narrative that some people try to play, that you're undervalued under the PP civic government, is totally false, and the facts will teach you something today. The facts will teach you something today that will make some people antsy. You can see them pinching in the chair. Now let us start. For 5 years, before 2020, before 2015, I came here and launched the community drainage program with the community D&I workers. You remember that? We employed 2,000 persons. This government went through 5 years. In order to bolster income and create more opportunities for people, you can use different mechanisms. For 5 years, did you hear about a part-time employment program? In just 3 years, in this region, here in Linden, we've employed 1,573 persons on the part-time program. Most of whom are single mothers. And they would tell us about who care and who has your interest at heart. I am not speaking from a loose perspective. I'm going to give you all facts today. How many small contractors were created in the 5 years in this region? I don't even have to speak. You go down Victory Valley and let my brethren them talk to you. I, Rastafari. You see, to be with the people and to love the people, you have to understand the people. You got to understand the roots. The plant can't stand without the roots, and I understand I man roots. You see, I man went down to Victory Valley and walked down the valley. And after I done walk down the valley, and we track down the valley, and we create the passage of hope in the valley. The man regional chairman turn up. And he said, because of me, the I came to the valley. But my friend, you will have to follow me a lot because there are many valleys that you haven't gone as yet that I'm going to continue to go. But out of the initiative of the government, we now have more than 100 small contractors in this region benefiting, direct income coming into the region. And I want to point out the work of housing, the Ministry of Public Works, the ministers, because sometimes they get sandwiched between the pressure from the top and the pressure from the people. But they sign up for that. So there's no sympathy for that. If they don't want to be in the sandwich, they can exit the sandwich. That is part of the work. So I see Indar smiling, thinking that he'll come and get, but that's part of being in the sandwich. Now, let's move on a bit to some other piece of factual information. This is good for us, It is very healthy, actually. Let me take you to something that I normally hear the commentators speak about that I want to correct today. Because you would also know that when we left in 2015, we left a functioning call center with many people employed in that call center. You remember that? Come on. You remember that? You know that. When we came back into office, guess what we found? The call center closed down and the shell there. Within 3 years, we have operationalized back that call center and working to expand it now. Who are working there? Young people from Region 10. See, it's not true, man. Come on, right? Let's face the facts. Now, let me go to a program that I hear some people speak about. The Lend and Leave program. Now, this, I'm not even going to go to 2015. You'll be shocked at this piece of information. Pre-2015, prior to 2015, when the government that the people in this town vote overwhelmingly for, prior to their entrance, the PP government, civic government, prior to 2015, issued 797 loans under the Lend and Leave program. You hear me? If I was in church, I would say, church, you hear me? Prior to 2015, that's before the APNU AFC took office, the PP civic government issued 790. Narcy, okay? Is Narcy down there? All right. 797 loans. The value of that loan was $732 million. Follow me? After the government came into office, that the people elected here, between 2015 and 2020, you would have expected them to increase this because they say they will give more. They reduced the number of loans issued for those 5 years to 649. And guess what? To a value of $402 million. Almost half of what we give. What does this tell you?
Who cares?
Who cared? Who did more? Who had your interests? Who took care of your interests? And we had my sister managing the program then, Maybe you should have stayed on the program. She was managing the program pre-2015. So when they talk about all this thing about the PPP always put us in a bad light. Ask Miss Patterson, Miss Yearwood. Ask Miss Yearwood. She managed that program before, when we were in government. Isn't that true? She came in, we came out of government and she moved from that program into the cabinet as a minister. Did we ever treat you differently? That is not our philosophy. And you know what annoys me and upsets me the most? When people try to insult you, the people of this region, by telling you that you're reaching for handout and you're reaching for the bribery. Election is 2 years from now, 2 years from now, and then after that we go back into office. You gotta wait a long time after that. Election is 2 years from now. Don't let people insult you by telling you that you're looking for handout and bribe. This is your entitlement from a government that has been elected to serve you. Exhibit number 4. Moving on. Now, let us look at the regional investments. Now, if this is a region that the government, the opposition said, we love you, we care about you. Look at the regional investment. Suchan, is you that? Let us look at the regional investment. Between 2015, when we demitted office, to the time we came back into office, from the regional level, looking at the capital investment, the total investment under that government was $1.7 billion. That is to the region. 1.7 billion share. In the last 3 years of the PPP civic government, our regional investment in the region on the capital program is $2.5 billion. For 5 years, they injected 1.7. This is at the regional level. In 3 years, we injected 2.5 billion. And some of these guys and girls are carrying out the propaganda that we are starving the region of resources. This is a fact. For 5 years and for 3 years. And I have the breakdown that I intend to write about. Exhibit number 6. We're moving on. When we came into government, when we left government, we left the uniform grant and we left the children grant, the school children grant. You remember that? Oh God, my heart hurts. What it did? No, man. It hurts. Yes. Yeah, good captain. By the way, he's a major. Retired. The APNU AFC, in the 5 years they were in office. Seriously, this is your history, The APNU AFC removed the grant. What did it cost you? By removing that grant, they removed $10,000 per child in this region, and it cost you $100 million. They took away $100 million from the children in Linden. That is what it did. What did we do? They took away the $100 million. In the 3 years we came back in office, Under this initiative alone, we give back the children and we give them 3.5 times more. And in the 3 years that we came back, not only did we give back the 100 million, we give back $1 billion to the children under the Because We Care granted reform granted this week. Who cares?
We care.
Which is the government that delivered? So you can go with all the social media posting, you can go with all the propaganda, you can go with all the falsehood and niceties, but you cannot ever escape the facts and the truth. It's just like sin. You can sin all your life, but one day you will not be able to escape the wrath of the Lord. This is exhibit number what? 7. Exhibit number 8. Let's look at what happened between 2015 and 2020. During 2015 and 2020, and this has nothing to do with Mr. Yearwood. We're speaking about policy because resources comes from policy. In this region, between 2015 and 2020, in housing, at Amilas Ward and Wismar Block 22, 8 kilometers of road was completed at 400 million Ghana dollars, 2015 to 2020. 10 two-bedroom homes were constructed, 10 two-bedroom elevated, totaling 20. Exhibit number 7. 8. Under this government, in the last 3 years alone in housing, we have expended more than $3.5 billion in this region, and we are in the process of building 1,000 homes here in this region. 20 homes, 1,000 homes. 20 homes in 5 years, 1,000 homes you will get. Exhibit number 8. Who love you? Exhibit number 8. Number 9. The Lord bless you with good continuability. Let's move now to the Ministry of Education. Exhibit number what? 9. I'm laying my case. There's a song like that, but it's also a gospel song where you lay your burdens. In the Ministry of Education, I got finished in time for Juma, right? All right, brother. I want to see all of y'all at the masjid. In the Ministry of Education, between 2015 and 2020, the total investment by the AP and UASC government was $226 million. You hear me? In the last 3 years alone, in the Ministry of Education, we have invested $2 billion here in Region 10. Jerry, you're getting fever with this number. That is exhibit number what? 9. Let's move to exhibit number 10. In housing and water infrastructure. In housing and water infrastructure. In 2 years, in 5 years under the APNUFC, the total investment was less than $1 billion, just about $1 billion. In our 3 years, the investment is topping $4 billion in this region. Exhibit number what? 10. And this one will shock you more. Let me see this thing here. Waiting, I'm looking for something important. Marcy, like you didn't print all my documents. Oh, you did? All right, let me give you this one now. Public Works. Can you lend me my phone, please? In Public Works. And remember, policy is a framework for what happens. Because if you're not building anything, who can buy the sand? Who can buy the hardware material? Who can buy the nail? If you don't buy the nail, who can pay the clerk working in the hardware store? Who can pay the trucks? Who can ensure the trucks get work? Who can do that? Who will do that? Now, let me tell you what happened here now. Under the Ministry of Public Works, in hinterland roads in this region, for 5 years, guess how much was the investment? Somebody guess. Huh? 0. That head went dead. Hinterland roads head went dead for 5 years. In 3 years, under this head in this region, we have invested more than $2 billion in hinterland roads in this region. What I wanted to show you was an important piece of stats, because you must be smart people. You must know how people act and behave. When you look at urban roads, Figueroa, in 5 years, the total investment in this region was $289 million from 2015 to 2020. In the last 3 years, our investment is $3 billion. Well, let me give you something more interesting. And this is important for you all to understand. Never allow people to treat you this way. Urban roads, 2015, number of projects, 0. Urban roads, 2016, number of projects, 0. Urban roads, 2017, number of projects, 8. Now, you know what happened here? The no confidence motion just passed. This is how the thinking of that policy was. You get nothing for the first 3 years. No confidence motion passed under the urban roads head. As soon as the confidence passed, you get the first 8 road. Then 2018, you get 4. 2019 now, you're going to elections now. They give you 19. That is how they treated you. When you talk about using people, that is what defines it. That is how they treated you. In 5 years, investing $289 million, 85% of which came after the no confidence motion, against a government in 3 years, a government that you did not overwhelmingly voted for, invested $3 billion in. And they have the audacity to talk about discrimination and political division and racism. That is exhibit number 11. 11 or 12? 11. Exhibit number 12. Human Services and Social Security. For 5 years, this is the ministry that deals with people welfare, old age pension, all of these things. In 5 years, the total investment was 80 million. In the last 3 years, our investment by the Ministry of Human Services in Region 10 was $179 million, more than double what invested in 5 years. The Ministry of Local Government, Human Services, 80 billion, 179 billion. Human Services, Local Government, exhibit number 13. 14? 13. The Ministry of Local Government, investment in 5 years, 15 billion. Sorry. The investment in the 5 years, 15 billion. Our investment, trying doubling that figure. When you look at our total investment in a regionalized program in this region. Agriculture. In 5 years, they invested about $450 million in agriculture. In the last 3 years, we've invested more than $3 billion in agriculture. On the one program alone, the Agri Innovation and Hydroponics program that we're going to start here, we're investing $200 million, where 100 young people will become agri-business owners. And we're coming to the regularization too. I didn't mention that figure. I know you wrote me too. We're coming to that because we are about delivery. What about the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture? You did not even spend 20% in 5 years of what we are spending now in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. That's exhibit number 15. Don't talk about health, tourism, the Small Business Bureau. I've had you long enough. I don't want to bore you much more. But I want to say to you that I've presented the truth and the facts. And I believe that the truth will always set you free. Today, my friends of Region 10, let the truth guide your action. Do not let the social media posts, the propaganda, the lies, the desperation that is utilized as a weapon to divide us ever influence you in making your decision. Make your decision on what is in front of you, the facts that are in front of you. That is all I would like to see. And when you want to understand how policy is a consequence of economy, take this bridge that we're going to replace with a 4-lane bridge. In 2019, the vehicle traversing this bridge, the number of times vehicle traversed the bridge, was 768,000, right? In 2020. Today, we have more than 1.5 million, 1.5 million crossing. Almost doubling the crossing from 2020 to now. What is the reason for that? It is because something is happening. Something positive is happening. positive change is taking place. Investment is creating wealth. Wealth is creating opportunity. Opportunity is creating improvement. Improvement is creating prosperity. That is what is happening. So this new bridge, which will be a 4-lane precast bridge, 220-meter long, and the bridge must be completed within 2 years, would carry all the road safety, signage, lighting. It will have a maximum horizontal clearance of 32 meters, a vertical clearance of 11.5 meters, and will be replacing the Wismar Bridge, which was built by the Demara Bauxite Company during the period 1966 to 1967. But this bridge is not a standalone infrastructure. And this is where we have to understand the policy frame. This bridge is linked to the 45 bridges we're doing along the Linden-Latham Highway that will create immense opportunity in positioning Region 10 as an engineering and mechanical hub and a transport and logistics hub, not only for mining, but also for the trade that would exist between Brazil and Guyana and CARICOM. Because yesterday, got Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and Barbados has formed the first company, has formed a joint company that would work to the introduction of a ferry system for passenger and cargo between Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, and Barbados. That will open up massive opportunities. In addition to that, more than $50 billion will be spent on the Linden-Suicide Highway. What is the name of the area? York. Plantation York is being created for 1,000 homes, expanding Linden. Your borders are being expanded. And we are working on an innovative project for young people here in Region 10. We're thinking about that as I speak to you. We're working on the bridging of the Berbice River. The development and expansion of productive capacity of the lands in the Berbice River. The future is enriching and prosperous. Let us not be negative. I welcome constructive criticism, but I detest hate, racism, division, and outright lies. Because not a bone in me see anything in the fashion of color. Not a bone in this government. Chairman, you can wipe your shades 3 times again, and the story will be the same. Because I am taught that I must be a just leader if I want to enter the gates of paradise. I don't know what you are taught, but I encourage you to join the philosophy of being just leaders. That is the philosophy we're taking forward in this government. I thank you and God bless all of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We'll now do the official signing of the contract. And for all that are gathered here, the permanent secretary of the ministry is the accounting officer and is a person who's empowered under the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act to engage. So the permanent secretary, Mr. Platinum Prasad, will be signing the contract with the representative of the company, and that will be done right in the front. I will invite Her Excellency to join to witness my colleague ministers. You can join at the back to witness regional chairman and MPs from Region 10. I invite you to come at the back and join the witnessing. Once we are finished signing, we then go to the symbolic turning of the sod, and then we will officially come to a close. So, Minister Indar and other ministers, please come at the back. PS and signing under the watchful eye of His Excellency the President. Ario joined us here witnessing our regional officials. We want you to see that we are signing it. You can testify it's a done deal. The actual contract sum is $35,169,708 US. $35,169,708 US. The contractor is China Rail Construction Caribbean Company Limited. The entire witnessing party, could you join His Excellency as we do the symbolic turning of the sod on the side? We'll ask you, please don't rush the president. Let's get that. He'll have the opportunity to speak with you, talk with you. He took the time to stop with the people who flagged him down on the road. So you are here, and we'll talk with you. Gotta play some music or something. The response was great, especially when we did our 2020.
Place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise, it's our home. Love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh. When we stand as one, mighty like Mount Rima, for Guyana, for Guyana.
Of Guyana. This project is being funded by the government of Guyana. Funds from the government of Guyana.
Yeah. I'm trying to call it.
Bire mazak wala nagong molo wiya kok manolo tijik ningay.
We are one God. It's a place of love. We are one Guyana. It's paradise. It's our world.
सकती हूँ सबब में लोगों से प्यार करने पीसा
So amazed to live in such a beautiful country with love and people in harmony. I'm so amazed to live in such a beautiful country with love and people in harmony.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some of we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains, plenty rice and sugar cane. See them Guyanese blood in our vein, so make we burn out the hatred time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big part of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true. Of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean, the mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. My love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, when we stand as one, mighty like Mount Kirima, for Guyana, for Guyana. Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana. She's blessed us with her own, just gotta embrace her. To say one and alone, can't clap, lots. Put her hands together, give her a standing ovation. This great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. Place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
We are one Guyana, place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here.